Hello once again, all my comic collecting friends out there in YouTube land. It's Comic Order 410. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm here today to bring you installment part 24 of my keys, variants, and such. And today I'm just basically going to be focusing on my All-Star Western, Weird Western, and Jonah Hex books. I'm a big fan of Jonah Hex. I like a lot of the artists that worked on him. I like the character. Glaring omissions, I need to finish up my All-Star run, including issue number 10, which is his first appearance. I've seen many of you YouTubers out there with some nice copies of All-Star 10, and I hope to get that someday. I'm holding out for a decent deal. I want a nice copy. It doesn't have to be near mint, but I'm holding out for a decent deal because Jonah Hex isn't that popular, really. And his books, for the most part, aren't that expensive. That's the only really pricey book. You know, you might spend $200 on another, his second appearance in near mint. But only expensive book, and they already did a movie, and not only did it not affect the value of the books, the movie wasn't well received. I thought it could have been better. I did like Josh Brolin as Jonah Hex, but I thought the movie itself could have been better. But I guess, it's a two-edged sword. I didn't get a great Jonah Hex film as a fan, but at least the books didn't go insane in price while I'm trying to finish up a run of it. So, works both ways, but, in addition to missing All-Star 10, I'm missing Weird Western 18, which is the telling of Jonah Hex's origin and his disfigurement. And I need a couple of the Joe Lansdale, Tim Truman miniseries, which are really well done, the ones I have at least. So anyway, let's get started. This is a really rough copy of All-Star Western number 1. Got this a long time ago, really cheap, but it's in horrible shape, poor condition. But it's a cool Powwow Smith cover by the legendary Carmine Infantino. Here's a pretty nice copy of All-Star Western number 2. And this is a gorgeous Outlaw cover by the great Neal Adams. And I really need to grab the rest of Neal Adams' All-Star and Weird Western stuff. Missing a few of them. Here's All-Star Western number 6. And this is the first Billy the Kid story in All-Star Western. This is another Neal Adams cover. Got some problems on the spine. Nothing too horrible. All-Star Western number 7. This is another Outlaw cover by Tony DeZuniga. Did a lot of great work on Jonah Hex. Like I said, missing All-Star 10. This is All-Star Western number 11. And this is Jonah Hex's second appearance. And this is Jonah Hex's first cover. And it's done by one of my favorite Swamp Thing artist, Nestor Redondo. So I really like that cover. It's got a little discoloration. The white is off on the spine down at the bottom. It's not a horrible copy. It's got a small ding that doesn't really break color up there at the top, but I got a really good deal on this copy. So happy to have that. Here we have Weird Western Tales number 12, and this is the first issue of Weird Western when it turned from All-Star Western into Weird Western. And this was one hell of a great 25 cents spent for any kid who bought this book. First of all, you have an El Diablo cover by the legendary Joe Kubert. Then on top of that, people who worked on this issue, you had Tony DeZuniga, of course. Sergio Aragonis wrote a story. Nick Cardy drew a story. And then you had an El Diablo tale drawn by Neal Adams, inked by Bernie Wrightson. So, I mean, good Lord. What a nice read, Here's issue 13 of Weird Western. This is, in Weird Western 12, also Jonah Hex's third appearance. And this would be his fourth. And another Tony DeZuniga cover. And it's got a huge crease, my copy does, if you can see it in the middle. But Neal Adams did another El Diablo story in that one. Missing a few that I need to get, and then including 18, which is a key issue. But here's All-Star Western number 20. It's got a few dings in the spine there. Another Jonah Hex story. This cover is by Luis Dominguez, who also did an awful lot of Jonah Hex stuff. Weird Western 23. Got a fox here on the bottom. Got a couple spine ticks. But another Dominguez cover. Weird Western Tales 24. Some big spine rolling on this one, as you can see. Not too bad other than that, but big spine rolling. And again, this is Luis Dominguez on the cover. I think he did a good run of them here. Really dig this cover to Weird Western 25. Jonah Hex coming out of the quicksand on his horse looking like a ghost. And again, Luis Dominguez on this cover, and that's one of his covers I like a lot, as well as this Luis Dominguez cover. This is Weird Western 27. Really dig that cover. Jonah kind of looks like a kid on that one a bit, but I still like it. Another Dominguez cover to Weird Western Tales number 28. Pretty nice copy. Weird Western number 29. And again, Luis Dominguez cover. But this is the first retelling of Jonah Hex origin after issue 18. Weird Western Tales number 34. And I believe this is Dominguez again. Moving on, this is Jonah Hex number 1. Mine has a nice tear up there. Sorry about the glare. Not the best copy, but again, I got a good deal on this book. And last year I met the great Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, who's one of my favorite artists, and he did so many amazing Jonah Hex, Justice League, DC Presents covers, the list goes on and on. But this copy was signed by him last year, and he's a super nice guy. I was very happy to meet him and see how nice he was, because I really hold him in high esteem. But anyway, here's my Jonah Hex number 2. This is a pretty awesome copy. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez signed this for me as well. Excuse me. Jonah Hex number 3, also signed by Garcia Lopez. Great cover there. Jonah Hex number 4. And this is Luis Dominguez on the cover. Not a bad copy. One of the staples is out of place on the spine now. Another great Garcia Lopez cover. I was lucky enough to get signed, Jonah Hex number 5. Really dig that cover. Jonah Hex number 6. And this cover, I think it's, who's this? Dominguez, maybe? Ernie Chan. There we go. Ernie Chan. And he did do a few on here. This is number 7. Jonah Hex number 7. Another gorgeous Ernie Chan cover, and this is a gorgeous copy. This is The Secret of Jonah Hex. So this is the retelling of his origin. And I believe this is much more in depth, this two-parter. I haven't read it in a long time. But this is number 8. This is the second part of it. And I believe it's much more in depth, and it talks about his disfigurement. So maybe his disfigurement wasn't mentioned in the Weird Western origin, but definitely is here. This is the issue where he gets disfigured. I believe this is Ernie Chan again on, yep, Ernie Chan on the cover again. Move over a little bit. Apologize for the glare here. Here we have Jonah Hex number 9. This copy has a big crease through the J, so I need to upgrade this because this is Bernie Wrightson's only Jonah Hex cover to my knowledge. I really like that cover. So I need to get a new one. We have Jonah Hex 10 with an awesome cover by Gray Morrow, who does a good shoot 'em up scene. Very cool. Jonah Hex number 11 with a cover by Rich Buckler, inked by the great Dick Giordano. You want him to draw when his hands are bandaged. Really dig this one. Jonah Hex number 12. This cover is by Jim Starlin. Very damn cool. This is another cover I really like that I got Garcia Lopez to sign. This is Jonah Hex number 17. It's a 20 oversized issue. And he signed it for me there. Awesome cover. Really dig that one. He is incredible. Number 18 also got Lopez to sign this one. Garcia Lopez, I guess, sorry. But this cover to 18 kind of harkens back to the old pulp magazines. Really like that. Jonah Hex number 30. And this is a Luis Dominguez cover. And this is one of my favorites of his. Will you ride posse with me, Hex, or do I blow you out of that chair? You just helped me make up my mind, Sheriff. And you can see in the mirror he's going for his gun while he's eating his victuals. Don't interrupt Jonah Hex while he's eating. Jonah Hex number 34. It's Christmas in an outlaw town. And there's Jonah putting the gun to Santa. Luis Dominguez on that one. Another Dominguez cover, really like this one, issue number 36. Very cool cover. Another one of my favorite covers. I need to upgrade this. Has a big crease through it, but I think I got this for like $1. This is Jonah Hex 63. With a good shark cover by Ross Andrew and inked by Dick Giordano. This is the third from the last issue, Jonah Hex number 90. Mark Teixeira cover. This, again, you know, a lot of my copies by my favorite artists aren't in the best shape. I need to upgrade this one as well. But this is Jonah Hex number 91. And this cover's by Neil Adams. I want to say it was Mark Teixeira. Somebody else inked him. Somebody else pretty big inked him on this. It might have been Teixeira. But anyhow, this is Neil Adams' homage to his own cover to Superman 243. So, very cool. And that's also the next to the last issue of Jonah Hex Volume 1. And here is the final issue of Jonah Hex, number 92. A little harder to find, low print run. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover here by Dennis Cohen and Claus Jansen on inks. Really like that. It's a pretty sweet copy. It's got 1 or 2 dings in the spine there. But not a bad copy. And this series, well, it leads into the Hex series, which I'll get to. But this is the Jonah Hex special, DC Dollar special. And another gorgeous cover by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And this is a really nice copy. And this was a hard one for me to find. This issue is The Death of Jonah Hex. So, very happy to have that one. I remember I passed on it at the store and I was like, man, I should have bought that. And I went back the next day and it was there, so I went back and bought it. But this is Jonah Hex Volume 2. Really like what Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti done with him. They let these guys write Jonah Hex for 8 years. So they really had a chance to develop the character and have some consistency. And I really like this this series, and you can put together run cheap. Here's issue number 1. gorgeous Frank Quitely cover. Issue 2. This is by Leonard Manko. This cover, very nice. Beautiful stuff. Jonah Hex number 3. Phil Noto on the cover. Did a lot of good Jonah Hex covers in this run. Phil Noto did. Jonah Hex number 4. Cover by the great Howard Chaykin. Really like this cover to Jonah Hex number 5. It's by Tim Bradstreet. It's kind of black and white, sinister. Try and zoom in. Sinister look that he gives Jonah. Great cover. Here we have Jonah Hex number 6. Brian Boland on this cover. The nun with a shotgun while he's shaving his scar. You gotta watch that. Boland is one of my all-time favorites. Moving on to Jonah Hex number 25. Really love this cover by Rafael Gares, however you pronounce it. Really cool, gnarled looking Jonah. Of course, you know I love this cover, Jonah Hex 31 by Richard Corbin. Love it. Jonah Hex 33, very cool cover, Jonah Hex hiding in the snow by the great Darwin Cook, who has quickly rose to legendary status in the comic industry. Number 34, this cover is by Andy Kubert. Very nice. Really dig this one. This one's by J.H. Williams III. Beautiful stuff here. Gorgeous cover. He's great too. Jonah Hex 39, another Rafael Gares cover. Really nice. Love his artwork. It's a badass cover. Jonah Hex number 50. I believe this is the final issue of this volume 2. It's a double-sized issue. Cover and interior by Darwin Cook. Oh, no, it wasn't the last issue. Pardon me. Don't mind me. Here's Jonah Hex 53, and this is a Billy Tucci cover. Beautifully done. That's really nice. Great cover. I don't know if he ever did another Jonah Hex cover. I think this may be the final issue. Could be wrong. Need to look it up. Need to look through my books. But this is Jonah Hex 62. And Edward Rizzo did this awesome cover. It's like a homage to the movie Freaks. Very cool. And of course, you have the more recent All-Star Western series from DC's New 52. Still got Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti on it. I actually liked this series for a bit. They kind of jumped the shark when he went to the future. But really liked Moritat's art on this, and I believe the issue that comes out next month is the last and it's being canceled. So bringing Palmiotti and Gray's 8-year stretch on Jonah Hex to an end. But it was a good one in my opinion. It had its rough spots, but for the most part very well done. They did a good job with the character. And I guess it's not Batman or Superman, so they let them do what they wanted. You know, I'm sure they had corporate direction in some cases, but they let them do what they wanted with the character for a long period of time, so that helps. But thank you all for checking out my Jonah Hex books. Always appreciate you stopping by. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comic book reading.